Is there incentives to stay in those categories?
Is it like
Maybe if you're talking to a feeder.
What's a feeder?
Someone will pay you to eat. They think it's hot and they try to get you to eat and they give you money for it.
Yeah, I'm an XOF model.
Oh.
I left.
What does that mean?
I used to be on OnlyFans, and
XOF.
I used to be in those spaces online.
Oh, I thought about
Farah collab in the works.
yeah, let's do it.
She does that.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I think I've actually seen your TikToks. Like I said, you look familiar, and then when you said, I was like, oh yeah, I think I've seen you on my For You page.
What was the TikTok that you said went viral for you?
On the We're All in the Same podcast.
Was it about the incel
actually,
topic,
the one
or was
that
there
went
another?
viral was me talking about being groomed into feederism by my stalker.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. But and the big misconception on the internet is that that's what I blame my weight gain on, which it wasn't. I joined when I was already where they pretty much want you to be.
Oh, you think you got it?
Mm-hmm. Hi, my name is Rosie, and I was groomed into feederism. Feederism is a kink, like a sexual kink regarding feeding someone generally for the purpose of them being fat or getting fat or gaining weight. There's a big umbrella when it comes to feederism. And the thing about this guy is I think he was into what's called death feederism. And death feederism is what it sounds like. Whoa. It's feeding someone to the point of getting so fat and so big that they die.
Is
that like the movie Seven?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, where did you see that at? Where's Seven? Where can you watch that?
Yeah, that's
Brad Pitt, I think.
It's a deep cut.
There was a scene in the movie where they made serial killer guy made him eat himself to death.
I mean, that's the
That's incredible.
That's like the torturous, darkest, twistedest version of it. The most dramatized.
That's a little bit extreme.
Right, and that's the point. Like, death feederism is the most extreme version of it, but really it's like the accumulation of what the smaller parts of it that seem more innocent, more incestuous.
And that was the relation, your 8 year? Was that your...
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
I had a stalker. It was the same timeline, and it's a long story I won't be bothered getting into here because I'd be dominating conversation, but...
I just have one question. How do you know the difference between the person who wants you to die from feederism and the regular feederism? Doesn't it seem like they all would want you to die? That's
a great question, and yes and no.
Yeah.
Because most of them just don't care about whether or not you're going to die because they're getting the rocks off. So that's not an aspect to them. Some of them are turned on by the extremity and the... I guess the allure.
It's got to be control of some sort.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, what a lot of people present it as is it's like being nurtured and cared for, but what it is it's actually like the toxic version of that, because the real incentive is there's aspects of it and I'm not speaking for everyone, because some people, especially in the community, hate me because I talk about my experiences and how I really feel about it now since I've left it. But the worst parts within that sphere, it's like trying to hold someone down, or because of society's perception of women's bodies, they see it as other men won't find her attractive. It's the incentive of being immobilized or whatever is about control, and that's for the worst and the darkest parts of it. But unfortunately, it's very prevalent in the communities. I'm not going to say the name of the website for several reasons, but there's a specific website where you really see it in extremity, and the community within feederism allows people to really just kind of sit in their what's the word I'm looking for? It's out of my head, but basically
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That's totally fine. So, how you said the guy who was trying to feed you to the point where you could potentially croak?
Well, what I said was...
Did you date that guy?
No,
or
so
he was
my stalker. So I met them. I met my ex and my stalker within 3 days of each other. We met offline, and I really quickly realized I wasn't into the other guy and wanted to start dating the other guy. Yeah. He blackmailed me. He basically made it to where I couldn't remove him from my socials, or he showed me his abilities to clone phone numbers. like hack people. Like, it was insane stuff. And so I'm just giving you the really brief version because I don't.
How
wanna
long ago
talk
was
forever.
this?
So I met them I think at some point in 2012, 2013, and I met them separately, and I was and it was basically one of those things where I was just like talking to people to potentially date, and
Said
I picked
it's a
who
stalker?
I picked who I wanted to date who wasn't the stalker. And then the stalker, I mean, in 2021 was when he like hacked my Cash App and cloned my phone number and did a whole bunch of stuff because he played the long game. When I finally blocked him, that's when he kept his word to me.
Is he still?
I scared him off because I got background checks. I got his information. The police didn't help me, so I let him know I was going to blow his life up if he didn't leave me alone.
Well, sorry to hear you went through that. That's
How was he? How was he grooming you into feederism?
I'm going to be careful what I say because of how the topics go. I talk about this in detail on that podcast, but essentially, in the coercion of things that happened, I was forced to meet him in person when I didn't want to because I had family in a city where he lived.
Okay.
And if I didn't, things were going to transpire.
Yeah, we don't need to go further into that.
Basically, exactly.
Okay.
So, that scenario had something happen related to the topic.
Sure.
And then in the conversations where I was forced to talk to him and I knew that I could not talk to him, he continued those conversations and the negging and several other things. The man knew I was...
Yeah, and we can definitely try to revisit it.